Hello, 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 and welcome to today's live broadcast video and everything. So, I'm going to be talking about something I know that a lot of us kind of question like, how do we ignite attraction in regards to walking away? So, since this is a live, I will be commenting right below if you're watching the replay when this live actually starts because of the fact that typically we'll have a little bit of lag time where people will be logging in. So I just want you to know that if you're watching the replay, down below in the comment section, I will definitely pin when this video starts as well. So I really want to get into too a little bit about the power of walking away, why it's so important, what it means, and also how it ignites attraction as well. But before we do, as I love to just give shout outs to my followers and people who are joining me. Hello, Terry. Hello, Michael. Hello, Marquise. Hello, Daniel. Hello, Moses. Hello, Damien. It's so good to see all of you guys. I'm not too sure if you guys follow me on Instagram as well, but I posted something yesterday stating that I am actually coming back from maternity leave. Me and my husband had a beautiful baby boy, and I've been off for about 3 months, and now I'm slowly returning back. And today I wanted to do a live, as this is my first week. I'm returning back and working some hours this month. So just wanted you guys to let you know, and we will be extending a lot of stuff in regards to. I'll be doing a lot more in 2024 now. Wow, 2024 now in regards to um, content that you want to see, and we're changing it a lot. We have a lot of I have a lot of surprises coming out this year for you guys as well. So please, please, please stay tuned. So I want to really just talk about now that we have some people logging in from YouTube, Facebook. I think we have Instagram that we're live as well, which is great. Hello to my Instagram followers as well. I just wanted to say hello, hello to all of you. And I'm just really grateful this coming year for all of you. And I hope to only lead you in the best possible way in your love relationships and your life just in general. So now let's get into today's topic. Today's topic is about the power of walking away and reclaiming your attraction. Let's talk about what walking away truly is first, okay? So many times we get this wrong. Like we think that the power of walking away comes from a place called ego, right? If we use the term walking away, what I'm not talking about is, oh, I'm just going to walk away and she's going to regret what she missed. That's coming from ego, excuse me. I don't know if any of you heard of this tale. It's called the Tale of Two Wolves, right? And this is like all of my people in my membership, all the people that have graduated from my AOA program, they know that this is my number one saying, or my number one quote that I follow by in my life in general, because it's something that I think is so important for all of us to really understand. And it really demonstrates in a broad picture what good ego is and what bad ego is. I'm going to read to you the Tale of the Two Wolves quote. It says, one evening, an old Cherokee told his grandson about a battle that goes on inside people. He said, my son, the battle is between two wolves inside us all. One is evil. It is anger, envy, jealousy, doubt, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego. The other is good. It is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humanity, kindness, empathy, generosity, forgiveness, truth, compassion, and faith. The grandson thought about it for a minute and then asked his grandfather, then which wolf wins? And the old Cherokee simply replied, the one you feed. So this is why it's so important, because I think ego serves a purpose in our lives. I think we have definitely just like a yin and a yang, masculine, feminine, all the things that we talk about. But one of the biggest components to ego is to understand that ego is great if used in the right ways, in the form of compassion, in the form of, what we were talking about here in the Two Wolves quote, compassion, generosity, kindness, hope, forgiveness, faith, peace. Peace is a huge one. And I think ego resides in this as well. That's our good ego, because also ego can be superiority, false pride, arrogance, greed. So, the reason why I start with this is because the power of walking away does not come from an inside of us when we're angry, when we're envious, when we're jealous, when we have sorrow, when we have greed, when we have arrogance, when we have inferiority, when we're lying, with false sense of pride, which I see so much, a superiority. That is where we're going to lose in the power of walking away. Okay. And this is so, so important, men, for you to understand. Because a lot of times, like, and I talk about this in my channel a lot, men don't check in with how they're feeling emotionally before they start to do these tactics, let's just say, in attraction. Attraction is a verb, you work for it. Attraction resides in each and any one of us, but also attraction has to be learned, right? Dating and relationships have to be learned. Even when you have a great um, um, when role models at home, you still got to learn it on your own when you're out and play in the field, right? It's like, Michael Jordan's son, let's say, for example, he's probably a great basketball player too, but he's not a Michael Jordan, right? And so you have to also learn the game, right? You also have to learn what is it about? What are you passionate about? What is speaks to you, right? Maybe his son didn't want to become a basketball player and he wanted to do other things. I use this because I love basketball first and foremost, but two is because one of the biggest things that you have to realize is that attraction, it looks different to everyone. But the one thing where we will go wrong with everyone in just life in general is when we go about attraction in the wrong ways when it comes to superiority or pride or false sense of pride, I should say, things like this. Okay. And so when start with the power of walking away, what I mean is we will fail if we come from this mindset, oh, I'm just going to walk away. Right. And I've seen a lot of men where they'll come to me and they're trying to get back with their girlfriend, and he maybe treated her wrong or cheated on her, or she gave him a bunch of chances and he thought that she would never break up with him, and he finally did. And she finally did. And then he's like, whatever, I'm just gonna walk away and she's gonna come to me. I know it. Right. This is a false sense of pride, right? And that's the ego. What we want to remember is if we're going to walk away, and the power of walking away is really comes from compassion, empathy, faith, peace. Let me emphasize on peace and trust. Okay. So when we have peace that resides in us, like meaning I am not going to really focus on an outcome because I'm going to let whatever outcome is meant to happen for me. This is where the power of attraction comes in. Okay, guys? Because here's the thing, as humans and as women too, depending on your situation, when we see that our man has walked away and is living the greatest life, is in peace, and is has a presence to him that is different from when we were seeing him or when we were dating him or when we were in a relationship with him, this is what catches our attention. And yes, I will be doing a Q&A, guys. I'm so sorry, at the end of this. And so this is what catches our attention. One of the things that you have to remember too is that one of the components of walking away is really to focus on what you are bringing to the table again, right? So, for example, um, when you are in a relationship and she breaks up with you because maybe you are too needy, okay? That's very common, or overbearing in the relationship, or it's just too much. Then what happens here is you have to really invest in yourself and say, like, why am I like this in relationship? Is it a pattern? Is it just with this person, right? Is it something that I need to adjust in my own life? And when we have this microscope that we turn around and we say, okay, what am I doing? How can I fix this? One of the things that's really prevalent to yourself is when you are able to look at yourself in a different version and then assume responsibility. And then once you assume responsibility, adapt accordingly, you become a new changed person automatically without even really trying to do it from an ego way, but more in a really present way. That's what I mean. So when we do this, it catches your attention. It catches anybody's attention. It's like a woman's like, have you ever heard a woman say, like, why couldn't you be this person when I was with you? Right. And that's where it gets interesting, right? So because one of the other things is like when we don't look at ourselves, because relationships are our biggest teachers, what will happen is the woman will definitely not regret her decision. Or two, we just will continue to have the same patterns over and over and over, right? So, one of the things that I want you to remember is the power of walking away works when it comes from a place of peace, a place of surrender, a place of introspective, and a place of change. Okay. So, those are the four things I want you to remember. And are you doing those? If you're not doing those, then it's coming from ego for sure, guys. And so, the reason why it works so effectively when it comes to this place is because when someone walks into a room and they did nothing changed. They're still same hairstyle, still same body weight. Nothing's really changed, but there's something that looks different about them. It's their energy. Right? It's just something's different. Have you ever walked outside of, your home and one day you just felt so good and you actually had the best day, or you went out with your boys and you felt so good that 2 girls got your came up to you, or 2 girls you got numbers from? Like, energy doesn't lie, in fact, guys. And so women that you're dating, and this is where another question will come in, is men are like, "Well, how will she know that I changed?" Trust me, energy does not lie, especially if you guys are not in contact. What will happen too is you can reach out to her eventually, and those are things that we'll talk about as well. So the power of walking away helps in regards to really focusing on yourself. Okay. And then the way that you're going to reclaim attraction and the power of walking away is really shifting your perspective of what you did before, really calling out the obvious about how you acted before, or and being intentional about it, not being like, "Oh my god, I'm such a fool. I'm not going to talk about it. Oh my gosh, I'm just going to throw it under the rug. I'm not going to talk about it." Or I'm just going to uh get sympathy from her, and I'm just going to say I feel bad and I'm so sorry and I'm going to apologize for it. Okay. The only thing we need to apologize in relationship for is if we really do wrong, obviously, if we're cheating or we're doing something. But if you've always already taken a break, I'm sure apologies already happened. Things already happened in those breakup realms, right? One of the things that you must do when you come back to actually lead attraction is show the woman that you actually get it. And the only way that you can actually show a woman you get it is through true actions of change, and also through the words that we speak and calling out what it is that we actually are surrendering from and what we did in the past in that relationship that you're not proud about. And then you call out what you're not proud about. And then in your actions, she sees that it's completely different. This is how you're going to reattract her. And also, too, understand that when you walk away, reclaiming your attraction doesn't come just instantly. Reclaiming your attraction is a stride, guys. And a lot of times, because we live in this world of instant gratification, we just want something right now. We just want to know. We just want to know. And this is where you don't come from a place of peace. Okay. And so peace resides in all of us, but we have temptation that actually will actually bring opposite out. Remember that. And so when you feel that you are great enough, when you feel that you are good enough, when you feel that you deserve it, when you feel that your life is not going to be codependent on a person or a woman, when you feel like you offer enough and you want to find someone that will offer the same level of respect, um, things that you bring to the relationship, and also you'll put in the efforts, then you can be content and know that if it doesn't work with her, you'll find someone else that it does work with. Because in my practice, I've always said since 7 years ago that I've started this YouTube channel, 6, 7 years ago, I think, is relationships are our greatest lessons, guys. And so sometimes our relationships that we have aren't always supposed to be the ones that are supposed to be forever. They're also supposed to be the ones that teach you everything as well, or things that we need to teach in order to get to the forever. Maybe we needed to date Barbara to teach us boundaries. Maybe we needed to date Jessica to teach us not to be codependent, right? Maybe we needed to date Amber not to be needy. And maybe we needed to all this so we can actually know what we need and how we show up in relationship. And so this is really, really important. So I'm going to take some questions too. And I'm going to also go into like how women think of attraction as well in just a moment. I'm going to take some questions. First, let me take some questions from YouTube. Then I'll go to Instagram, and then I'm going to go to Facebook as well in just a second. One second, let me just make sure I'm okay here. Um, okay, okay. Let's see. Another question in this walkaway period. Hold on one second. I'm going into some questions. Let's see. We have some things here. How to act like you care when you're hungry. I'm assuming you're like hungry means like when you really like the girl. um, I don't understand this question, so we're not going to answer that. Sorry. Can you please elaborate? I just want to make sure I'm not going to guess. Um, Hello from Canada. I've transformed myself through relationships and situationships. Yes. Hi, Michael Gill. Thank you so much. Um, Good. Thank you, Dwayne. Okay, so this is a great question. Matt Smith asks, how do we notice we are being too needy and not revert back to our old habits? Okay, so Matt, I want you to think of this, okay? And any guy that's been needy in their relationships before. When you are needy, you can feel your nervous system acting up, right? Like those thoughts come in. What if she's cheating, right? To give me a yes in the comments if I'm speaking to you. What if she's cheating? Or you overthink every single thing you're doing. You just don't feel confident. You don't feel at peace. Remember the two wolves quote. You don't feel at peace with yourself. Okay. This is how you know you're going to be this is how you know you're needy, right? Your nervous system, your body, your intuition will never lie to you guys. Okay. So understand that also how is your mindset with this? Like how are you looking at this relationship? Are you looking at this relationship as an end all be all? Number one. Number two is, are you showing up as your best self? And showing up as your best self is not saying I'm going to go all in, right? And also number three, do you feel like the level of commitment and I should say not only commitment, but investment is at the same level between you and her. Now, what I'm not saying is to compare apples to apples because many women are not going to go out to dinner with you and want to pay for the date. And I wouldn't strongly recommend it either, men, especially if you want to be more in your masculine relationship. That's another topic. But maybe she does little things for you, like brings you the Starbucks coffee that she remembers, brings you the payday that you love as a treat, offers you to pick you up in her Uber and come with you, drops you off some stuff that she made, or invites you over for a dinner because for her to cook for you. Investments are going to look different on two different people. Is she remembering things about you, right? So the three things that we got to look at. And then also to like what is our history? Okay? So your old habits. Your old habits, what I would encourage you to do is write them down. This is what I do in on my algorithm of attraction class. I mean, my coaching, my private coaching, and also in my membership. And I'm actually doing a 7-day free trial in my membership, and I'll pin it here actually now that we're talking. You can get 7-day free trial inside my membership. My membership is a place where I do go live. You can actually talk to me face to face on Zoom. Me, my coaches. You get guest live experiences as well on on the membership and you get to interact with us. And now in 2024, my husband will be coming into the membership once a month with me, and we'll be sitting podcast style with you guys to go in and you can interact with us. We are going to have conversations in depth about relationships, marriage, dating as well. It's going to be good. He is in the realm of dating relationships as well. So this is something that we are actually announcing now in this live and moving forward. So I want you to also too, Matt, look at your old habits. Okay. Write down your old habits and ask yourself, why did I do this old habit? And where did it come from? It came from because I thought I was going to lose her, but I was really losing myself, for example. Okay. And then you're going to reflect back into your current relationship and ask yourself, am I doing all these habits now or any of these habits now? And ask yourself, am I still having this type of mindset? Am I still having these type of thoughts, right? In my relationship? And if you are, then you're one step closer. Then you become aware and you're ready for coaching. Really, we can kind of investigate like, why is this going on? How did this happen? Where is this coming from? And what is his belief system? Okay. Guys, I want to be really honest with you. Okay. And this is something that I am so, so proud of. And honestly, my team tells me I need to talk more about this. And I just don't all the time. But, there's a lot of dating relationship coaches out there. Some are amazing as well. I've been in this industry for over 7 years. I'm one of the first coaches out there to actually come out on on social media and coach men. And I am the number one coach with proven testimonials with people actually in legit marriages, Instagram engagement, I mean, excuse me, engagements, relationships. I have several photos of and text messages and videos of them like just really showing that. And it's all on my Instagram, it's all on my testimonial page on my website. And I have hundreds of people that I have worked with that are in great, solid, beautiful relationships. Okay. So I say this because I also want you to know that this is really, really important depending on what you want your future to look like. This is 2024. I would say to start investing in yourself by just this free membership. Just do the free membership. It's a 7-day free trial. Go into the membership. You have access to some programs of mine as well in this membership. You have access to a community, a Facebook page with me, my coaches, and also we have 3 to 4 calls a month in this membership as well that are live with me, my coaches, guests, and me and my husband. All right. So moving on, I'm going to take another question. Um, uh, Thank you. Thank you, Danielle. Um, so Dwayne, you can definitely access this if you want it. I would encourage you to go to apolloniaponte.com and go to coaching. Okay. Should you exactly know what you want in a woman, traits, values, and how and when to decide if someone is not compatible? Yes, for sure. I want you to remember that values can change depending on your life, right? Like your values can sometimes change. Um, but you have to really know, like, what are your non-compromise values? Like, is it faith? Is it is it someone that is family oriented, right? Like, what traits do you really want to have? Because I say this a lot. A lot of men date blindly because they don't know what they should ask for because men were never taught to ask for anything from women, really. And I think it's really important that you start asking for what it is that you want from a woman. Who do you see yourself with? How do you wanna feel with a woman, right? This is really, really important too. So next is what I would encourage you to do is, if you want to know more about traits and values and all this and how to have it and what to look for and ideas and where does it come from, we actually have a segment in my membership with from the previous recorded calls that all of you guys will have access to, and you have a 7-day free trial membership that I've linked in here in the comments. My team that is watching in the back end, if you can link it on Facebook and if you can link it on YouTube and pin it as well, that would be great in the comments. Um, but one of the things too I want you to remember is the fact that I don't think that there is only one way to figure out what you want from a woman, right? You have to actually understand that it comes from your experiences as well and what you don't want, right? So I always say like what is the opposite of what you've had that you didn't like? What is the opposite of that? And that can actually end up being a trait and a value. And if you really want to know a little bit more, sign up for the membership. It's completely free for the first 7 days and in there you'll see on the past recorded calls I have a video about values, I have a video about boundaries, I have a video about traits and it's a live teaching segment of me actually going through that for you, okay? So I hope that helps. Um, let's see. Roma asks, "Can the butterflies nervousness in our stomach also be my intuition telling me a woman really isn't good for me, that's walking away is healthy?" If you're asking this question, then yes. Okay, so here's the thing is like most of the time if you're asking yourself this question, there's something that's telling you to walk away in the first place, okay? Unless you have a um I would say background or a um I would say like history of just walking away when things get too serious because you're scared of commitment, that's a different one. But if that's not you, then yes. I think that if you're thinking about this, really to ask yourself, like, what is something that's making you nervous about this woman? And really be honest with yourself because we think of even though she's a nice woman, even though she's a great woman, even though she's a great girl probably in your mind, there's things that probably aren't the best in regards to the situation that you have with her. And so we start to sugarcoat it because she's a good woman. So maybe I should just make this work because she's a good woman. Just she wouldn't harm a dog. She wouldn't harm anybody. She's a great mother. I don't know, whatever you might say. But is she great for you? Okay, so I really want you to really think about like what is making you question this. And that's how you're going to be able to be honest with yourself. Because if you're asking yourself this question, I would be a little bit hesitant. Okay. Um, oh, I love this question. So this came from, I think, is this from YouTube? Yeah, this is from YouTube. Mm. Do you think in-person approaches are better than dating apps? Um, hmm. Oh, that's such a great question. So I think in-person approaches, to be honest, more now these days, you're gonna get more, your numbers will be more positive, let's just say. You're gonna get more results with approaches now these days, okay? Let me tell you why. Approaches are not being done anymore because our society is so used to this. And nobody approaches women anymore. Like beautiful women are not getting approached anymore. Do you know how many women complain to me that they're not being approached anymore? And so guys, like if you're one of those guys that hasn't been approaching, this is your season to start approaching again, bringing that back. Because women actually want to be approached. And I have a whole program about approaching and how to do it right. And actually we talk about in the membership as well. But one of the things that I do want you to know, and I have plenty of videos here on it, is approaching you will face rejection every once in a while. And rejection doesn't mean like you failed because you didn't get a number. No, rejection means like a girl's like, get out of my face, dude. And that doesn't happen very often, right? Rejection is not, oh, I'm so sorry, but I have a boyfriend. Great. You just had a conversation with a woman. Rejection is not, oh, I'm sorry, but I'm just not interested. That's a little bit of a rejection, yes, but it's not to the amount of where it should make you think that you need to stop doing approaches, right? The better you become at approaching, the better you will at making a difference in your own life, in your confidence, and also having better results with women. I do think in-person approaches, you will get better results, especially now these days that we're living in, where nobody is doing approaching. Now, in dating apps, I feel like it's more frustrating. I feel like it could be a little bit more misleading sometimes. And also, too, if you are a guy that's really on there to like find a woman and really go out on dates, it becomes like um it becomes like really, I would say, like an everyday thing. It just is like there's no importance to it sometimes, and sometimes it can lead to frustration because women don't text you back or women don't respond back or things like this. And it's because everybody has a life and they forget sometimes too, right? And so that's why in-person approaches are so much more effective because you were already got past that first hurdle, excuse me. So then this woman is really going to probably interact with you more, especially if you guys exchange numbers. 1000% right now in-person approaches, I would recommend my guys to go for. I would really recommend online dating still, but in-person approaches for sure you have to do because it helps with everything for you guys. Um, how do you actually cope with a partner without letting her lose interest? Understand the difference between logical attraction and emotional attraction. That's my answer. How do you actually cope with a partner without letting her lose interest? Understand logical attraction and emotional attraction. And also, how do you find yourself when it comes to attraction? Okay. Um, let's see. In your experience, is it possible to gain an ex back who's now apparently falling in love with another man? Very slim, I'll be honest. Especially if it's not a rebound. It seems like you guys have been broken up for a while. Um, yeah, I think it's very slim, to be honest, especially if she's falling in love with another man. And that's okay. I think maybe this is a sign to move for you to move on too. Would have to know more about the situation though. I would encourage you to do some coaching as well. I will be announcing it on my face and my Instagram later on this week, but I only have 2 slots available for private coaching for now since I'm coming back from maternity leave. So that will be something I'll be announcing on Instagram. And if you're interested, follow me on Instagram and look at my stories. I'll be posting about that on Friday. Um, 1 month. Ooh, and she's already falling in love? Yeah, Alessandro, I don't know. Maybe you do have a chance if it's 1 month. And also, we need to know about the breakup. So I would encourage you to do a coaching session. You can even do a coaching session with my coach, Cynthia. She's great at this. I would highly, highly encourage you to do that. I'll have my team just put in the chat box a link to the private coaching right now. So anybody that's interested in coaching can go there and set up a coaching session. Alessandro, I would really encourage you just to do a quick 30-minute. Um, Adonis, I love this name, by the way. Adonis, they call it in French. They pronounce it in French. How do people know about their ex love life? I delete them off everything. How do people know about their ex love life? I don't understand this question. Maybe you're asking about how people know about your exes. I don't know. That's a question for you to answer. Maybe because you talk about it, right? I mean, the only thing I can say is maybe because of it's been talked about. Uh, let's see. Should I disregard women who maybe have a childish and I don't have one? Child wish? Oh, wish for children. And you don't want one. I wouldn't say disregard. I wouldn't use that, but language, but I would say like, that's a value. So if you don't want children, I wouldn't really date women that want children, right? If you know for sure it's not something that you want, it's a value. And it's okay to not want children. Thank you. You're welcome, Adonis. I love that name, by the way. Keep saying that. All right. So let me go over here, see if there's anything from, oh gosh, Instagram comments. If a woman continues blocking and not talking to you after I was a cause of she lost the job, what do I do? Stay far away. Jabbar cut. I mean, if a woman continues blocking and not talking to you, why are you even trying to talk to her? This is what I mean, men. This is where so many men go wrong. Like you are overstepping. Now it comes to a point where like you're just being inappropriate. Like what makes you think that you can continue to talk to a woman if she continues to block you? It's not talking to you and you were the cause of her losing her job. Like what is going on here? Now it's becoming like, you know, stalker-ish type of thing. So be very, very careful. Joseph, stay up to 10. You're one of the best coaches out there, Apolonio. I love you. Thank you so much. Appreciate your kind words. Now on Instagram, we have a couple comments. Sorry, guys. How much communication is enough for a relationship? Everybody is different. Okay, so here's the thing. So many men look at dating advice as tactical. Like, I'm going to, and this leads me into the last leg of our live about attraction. It's dating advice and attraction is not tactical. It's not like a checkbox. I have to check this off in order to assume that I'm doing this right and I'm attracting a woman. Attraction is a feeling. Attraction is a verb. It's what you put into it. Communication is really important in any type of relationship. But my marriage, me and my husband communicate about everything that's bothering me. Me now more than ever because I'm emotional. I'm still in postpartum. So my husband supports my emotions more than ever right now. And I have to talk through it with him. Like today, we just had the biggest conversation about something we're going through in regards to making a decision for our little one. Right. And so it's not easy, but we have to communicate so he understands how I'm feeling. But also, too, there's times where we don't have to communicate because the both of us already know what our decisions are. Right. So I think communication comes with understanding like, is there issues that you guys have to communicate about? And if there is, how do you communicate about it? Or are you talking about communication, meaning I have to tell them everything, my deepest, darkest thoughts and every thought I had today and what I did and what I drank for breakfast and blah, 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 and how much I love them all day, every day? Like, that's not what communication is. Communication is really about what do I need to communicate to my relationship in order for us to be on the same page, better alignment, and also to make this relationship grow, right? Because a lot of times couples grow apart because of the lack of communication, because of the lack of intimacy. Did you know that communication is part of intimacy, excuse me. So this is really, really important. So now in regards to attraction, I want you guys to understand, and I mentioned it a little bit on this live. There's a video, and this is something I talk about a lot, and there's a video in my membership, and you can get access to it in the 7-day free trial. We linked it here and below and pinned it in the comments. Is there's a difference between logical attraction and emotional attraction. And many men go into attraction at a logical standpoint and say, logically, this works. We have the same things in common. We have the same hobby. She likes the same stuff that I do. So she's going to fall in love with me. No, actually, that doesn't take you very far. Emotional attraction takes you far. Emotional attraction also resides in you first. Like, how are you emotionally attuned to you? Do you know about yourself more? Are you in tune with who you are as a person? Do you know your wants? Do you know your needs? Do you understand your emotions, right? And also, too, emotions aren't about talking about our deepest, darkest feelings, telling a woman how much you love her, blah, 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 blah. Emotions is about telling someone about the life that you live, really, about letting them see you so one step at a time, letting them in a little bit instead of having these surface level conversations. How do you show up in life? How do you project yourself with others, including friends, coworkers? How do you project yourself in work, right? How do you think of life? How do you think of the world? How are you happy in your own life, right? So this is what I mean is like this is so 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 important, guys. And so I talk about and I go more in depth with examples in my membership and also in my group coaching program. And so I would really encourage you to sign up for that. You should write a relationship book. I bet it would sell really well. Actually, we that's one of my goals for 2024 to do. Um, a couple people have been after me to write a book for a while now, and I haven't done it. So it's coming. Thank you. Learn to love yourself. How can you expect to love anyone else if you don't love yourself? That is true. Growing in Portland. Amazing. All right, guys. So, with that said, I want you to sign up for the 7-day free trial that I'm giving you in regards to right below. And it's pinned in the comments 7-day free trial of my membership. And in that 7-day free trial, you'll have access to some programs that I have that are only access to membership members. Also, to when you become a member, you'll actually have 20% off of private coaching. Members have access to one-on-one coaching with me as well. One of the things too is you'll have access to previous calls. We have a lot of previous calls, a lot of topics. You'll also be able to have a um, full live be part of me when I do my live interviews for my podcast. You'll be able to submit questions, watch us live during the podcast recording, and also you'll be able to be there for all of the podcasts. Typically, I only post 20 to 30 minutes of my podcast on my of the show on my podcast, excuse me. And instead for members, you're there live and you get to submit your questions. And lastly, we do have calls every month in that membership, 4 calls a month, typically 3 to 4 calls a month in that membership. So now as I'm coming back, I'm giving away a 7-day free trial. So go ahead and make sure that you sign up for that 7-day free trial for the membership. And yeah, would love to see you guys there. Thank you for joining me in today's live. I really appreciate it. It's been so good to see all of you guys in this live and be back. I will be doing more lives next. If you would like to be part of my lives a little bit more, definitely do my membership. But if you want to see more topics like this, I would encourage you just to comment on the video and let me know what topics that you would like me to cover as well. All right, guys. So much love to all of you. Happy New Year, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys. Bye for now.